Trigger warning. Ghosts, ghouls, and gruesome stuff ahead. It's weird. It's dark. It's your kind of vibe. Welcome to Haunted and Homicidal, the podcast where true crime meets the paranormal. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Courtney. Every week we uncover the terrifying, the twisted, and the totally unexplainable. Lock your doors and grab your sage.
Because things are about to get haunted and homicidal. Hey guys.
What's up?
Technical difficulties again today. Like, we just cannot get it together. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. And I don't touch the Vocaster, like, during the week, especially this past week, because I haven't been in here in my office because I have been off.
Mischa, you're about to wear the cone of shame if you keep it up. Just put it around your head so you can't get to your neck.
She said, no. No, thank you. Yeah.
Like a baby?
So, I hope everybody had a good...
Leave it alone.
Mischa.
Me. Stop it. We're about to declaw you. Just.
I'm gonna go get the microwave. I'm gonna go get it. You better stop.
Get your baby. Play with your baby.
You better stop.
That look.
She's like,
bitch.
oh goodness. Yeah. So, I hope everybody had a good New Year's Eve, New Year's Day.
I had way too much.
You what?
I drank way too much.
Oh, you drank way too much. I ate way too much.
My sister was like, let's take shots. And then so she's pouring shots. Of course, my ass gets the tall glass. So that's 2 shots of vodka.
Oh Lord.
Ugh.
No, I've got wine, but did not drink it. I'm not a big drinker anymore. Like,
I'm not either. I don't drink that much.
Yeah, I don't really drink at all, but you know, I was thinking like wine and tacos one night to record, but I don't think I'm going to make it.
That's like my drinking level that's like all the drinks I'm drinking this year. That's my
I drank like one little glass of wine and I was fucking out at like 6 p.m. Like,
well, wine makes me sleepy anyway, so
I don't
drink wine.
I don't know. I don't normally drink wine, but I got the sangria and it was pretty good. So that is that. And it is the thing.
The thing.
Yeah. So like, sorry for last Thursday. I know the episode came out super late. That's because I spaced out and thought I had edited it and posted it, scheduled it for it to pop up on time. But my husband was like, hey, you know, your podcast didn't come out today. And I was like,
of course it's your husband that noticed.
Yeah, he noticed. I would have never have known if he hadn't said something about it. And I was like, no, it should be out. And he's like, I'm telling you it's not. So I'm like, well, maybe I accidentally scheduled it for a different day, a different time. No, I didn't even edit it. It wasn't even edited. I didn't post it. So it was late, but I got it out to you guys. Trying not to do that in the future. The only excuse I have is that I was off of work since last Wednesday. And, not last Wednesday before last, like Christmas Eve. I've been off work since Christmas Eve. So I don't come in my office unless I absolutely have to. And that's the only excuse I've got is I just didn't want to be in my office doing anything. So I wanted time away from my office because I'm in here all day, every day, you know, the majority of the time. And I needed that break. Like, I feel claustrophobic in here sometimes. So I just didn't want to be in here. And I thought I had time to do stuff, but I didn't. So sorry about it.
You good?
I don't know. I'm like really tired. And I drank like a really big coffee today too. But it's like the instant coffee. So I don't even think it's like real coffee.
What time did you go to bed?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't finish this until like 2 o'clock.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that.
Well, we went to Hattiesburg, so.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that. That's why I got in here yesterday. Like, I didn't want to, but I got in here and did that, and then I edited the episode that comes out tomorrow. You know, and then I'll do
We went to the Lucky Rabbit.
Today we are going to talk about Cassie Jo Stoddart. Some of you may have heard of this before. Some of you may not. If you guys listen to true crime podcasts, usually, you probably have heard this story. That's where I heard it. I don't really remember seeing it, you know, on the news but again, it's been almost 20 years. So I don't really remember too much of 2006. I was pregnant in 2006, getting ready to have my first baby. So like, I really wasn't, looking at the news or whatever like that. So, Cassie was born December 21st of 1989. She is a Sagittarius. She is the last day of Sagittarius, so she is on that cusp. Oh. Yeah. Of Sagittarius and I think Aquarius.
Oh, okay.
I think. So there's that. She was born in Pocatello, Idaho, to Anna Stoddart, and her father's information was like not reported. Like, I'm sure she has a father, and there's like, I don't know, but in all the news reports and everything, he was not really ever mentioned. Even after what happened, he wasn't mentioned. Oh. So she did have 2 other siblings. Cassie was the middle child. She had an older sister, Christy, and a younger sibling, Andrew, brother, obviously. Christy was about 7 years older than Cassie, and Andrew was about 18 months younger. So, she and he had a closer relationship because they were, you know.
That's how it was for my sister and my brother, because they're only 14 months apart. Yeah,
so, I mean, they're closer in age.
Yeah.
All of my kids are like 2 years apart. So I've got 18, 16, 14,
It's cold.
Yeah, I had to turn it on because it was hot earlier.
And usually I'm not cold.
Oh, you're right under the vent, and I've got it on like 74.
Oh, that's probably why.
Yeah. Yep. Even though there was that 7-year difference between Christy and Cassie, they were still also close, but she was just closer with Andrew just because of the age difference. Some sources say that the family was very supportive of each other and very tightly knit, which good.
Yeah.
Because we don't normally hear stories of families like being tightly knit and supportive. There's always some kind of conflict, either between the siblings or the parents and the siblings or the parents. Cassie was described as a responsible, high-achieving student. She had straight A's and was very well-liked and popular. She was interested in art and music and was planning on attending college after she graduated high school. She was often described as sympathetic, easygoing, and strong-willed, but preferred calm, creative activities rather than like anything sporty or outdoorsy.
Yeah.
She preferred to read or just listen to music and draw. Just simple, small little things. And it's not to say that she wasn't active. She just, in her downtime, she liked to read and draw and stuff like that. So on September 22nd of 2006, Cassie was house sitting for her aunt and uncle, who was the Contreras family, at their home on Whispering Cliffs Drive in northeast Bannock County, again, Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
Caring for the family's pets while the aunt and uncle were away. They went on like a little mini vacation, and they trusted her.
Yeah.
She was responsible. So they're like, hey, can you house sit for us? We'll pay for you. Or we'll pay you for it.
Yeah.
And they were only gone for like 3 or 4 days. Like they left like Thursday and they were coming home like Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
So she agreed to that, a little way to make a little extra money, and she didn't mind being at her aunt's house. She was away from her siblings, her parents. Mm-hmm. She got to do her own thing. And she was responsible. So, her parents were like, yeah, cool. We know she's not going to throw a big party or have like anybody extra over except her boyfriend.
Yeah.
So at this time, she was a junior at Pocatello High School and was only 16. Her boyfriend, Matt Beckham, who was also 16, arrived at her aunt's house around 6 p.m. so they could hang out for the night, watch movies.
Mm-hmm.
Shortly after, Brian Draper, who was born March 21st of 1990 and an Aries. I'm giving you these dates of birth so you can understand how young these people were.
Okay.
Yeah. So they were 15 at the time.
Okay.
And Tori Adamczyk, he was born June 14th of 1990, was a Gemini. They stopped by the house to hang out. All 4 teenagers were friends at school, so it wasn't something unusual. They were not like barely friends or acquaintances.
Yeah.
They were friends at school. So Cassie, being a good host, showed them around the house, including the basement, and the group spent some time together, eating, watching movies. They started to watch Kill Bill Volume 2, but a couple hours or a little while into it, Draper and Adamczyk were like bored and they didn't want to watch it anymore. So they told Cassie and Matt they were going to leave to go see a movie in town. Instead of going to the theater, Draper and Adam Chick went to a nearby street, parked, and changed into dark clothing and masks, which were white painted masks, concealed under their normal clothes. So they changed into these black outfits and put their normal clothes back over it so they didn't seem suspicious for whatever they were getting ready to do. They were carrying knives they'd obtained earlier in the evening, one dagger-type blade and the other a hunting knife that had been purchased at a pawn shop, again, earlier that day. These were not things that they already owned. Draper and Adam Chick returned to the neighborhood where Cassie's aunt's house was and quietly entered the house through the basement door. How did they do that? Well, when Cassie was touring them around the house earlier in the evening, they left the door unlocked on purpose.
Oh.
So, premeditation.
Them bitches.
Yes. Once inside, they tampered with the power at the circuit breaker, turning the lights off and on in hopes that Cassie or Matt would investigate by going downstairs because that's where the breaker box was. They made noise and attempted to lure them into the basement, but Cassie and Matt did not investigate and stayed upstairs. Matt did notice that one of the dogs kept staring down the basement stairs, periodically barking and growling, so the dog knew something was up and that it was happening downstairs. Yeah. Matt and Cassie were like, we're not fucking with that. Smart move. You know. Cassie became uneasy, so Matt called his mom to ask if he could spend the night with Cassie, but his mom said, like, no, we're not doing that. Like, I trust you, but I don't trust you. You guys are 16. So both of them encouraged Cassie to leave with him to stay at their house and be brought back in the morning. But because she felt a duty to care for her aunt's pets and the house, she declined. She was like, no, I really have to be here for this. So around 10:30 p.m., Matt's mother arrived and picked him up. Matt spoke briefly on the phone with Adam Chick to see where they were to possibly meet up and hang out. But Adam Chick was whispering in a way Matt assumed meant they were still at the movies, so he just went home with his mom. Once Matt left, Cassie was completely alone in the house with the dogs. Hearing Matt leave, Draper and Adam Chick again manipulated the power to create confusion and fear. Cassie would still not go downstairs.
Fuck no, I would not go downstairs. Hell no.
She's like, not doing it.
I'm like, you know what? Fuck them ghosts. No.
Yeah. So the suspects then moved upstairs, slamming a closed closet door at the top of the stairs in an attempt to scare Cassie. They found Cassie laying on a living room couch.
She said, fuck that.
Yeah. Draper, armed with a dagger-style knife, and Adam Chick with the hunting knife, approached and stabbed Cassie multiple times, about 30 stab wounds in total, 12 of which were fatal.
What the fuck?
The boys left the house and returned to their vehicle. So Cassie's aunt and uncle returned to the house 2 days later, found her body, and called the police. So, like, here's the thing. What? Why did nobody check up on this girl for 2 days? She had a cell phone. Like, nobody heard from her for 2 days. So, like, why did it take so long for them to find her?
What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, like, why didn't her boyfriend,
this was in, like, 2006. I mean, and I did research that to kind of see, like, why. And it was because she was, quote unquote, responsible. They knew that if she needed help, she would have called somebody. They knew she wasn't, like, having parties and people doing, like, drugs. But you would think
Matt would have checked on her after,
or her own mother,
or that
her sister, her brother,
with that shit happening.
Yeah, you would have thought that someone would have tried to connect with her or contact her. Just be like, hey, did the lights keep flickering all night? And, like, are you okay? But nobody did, for whatever their reasons were. Nobody did. So her body was not found until 2 days later when her aunt and uncle came back home and found her dead on the couch. Blood everywhere.
Them poor dogs.
Right. And had she left, they may have just killed the dogs.
Ugh.
Yeah. If they were intent on killing somebody or something, they may have murdered the dogs. They did not. The dogs were fine. But if Cassie hadn't been there, we don't know what would have happened.
Did they say why they fucking did this shit?
We're going to get there.
Motherfucking bitches, I hope you rot in hell.
So the responding officers encountered, quote unquote, a lot of blood, which obviously she was stabbed 30 times.
Of course. And
began a homicide investigation. So they knew that this was not an accident. Like, she didn't trip and fall 30 times on, like, a knife or whatever. They knew. There was also nothing stolen, no furniture overturned. So they knew that this was not a random attack. It wasn't just a robbery gone bad. They knew that she was targeted. Yeah. At the time, they just didn't know who.
Yeah.
So the police briefly considered other suspects, such as Cassie's mom's boyfriend and her own boyfriend, Matt, because fingerprints or last sightings made them persons of interest. Cassie's mom's boyfriend's fingerprints were actually found on the circuit breaker itself.
Yeah.
But upon investigation, it was determined that he had done some electrical work at the residence a few months prior, which the Contreras family, her aunt and uncle, corroborated. They're like, yeah, he did work on that. That's why his prints are there. And same with Matt. You know, his prints were there because he was there. Matt confirmed that the lights had been flickering on and off while he was present at the home. His mom confirmed that she did hear Cassie's voice as Matt was leaving from the home when she picked him up. So she's like, you know, I didn't see her, but I heard her saying like, bye, love you, whatever. And Matt was able to pass a polygraph, and he provided an alibi, which was his mom. His story never changed, not even slightly. Like there were no discrepancies at all in his story from start to finish ever. So he was cleared as a suspect. At this point, Matt mentioned hanging out with Draper and Adam Chick, saying, you know, hey,
bitches.
They came over. We hung out with them. They're the only other people who, you know, we saw that night. So Draper and Adam Chick told the police after they left the Contreras residence, they went downtown to watch the movie Pulse. The teens couldn't recount any details from the movie.
Dumbasses.
They couldn't provide a ticket stub, and there was no surveillance footage or witnesses of them being anywhere near.
Yeah, they didn't think that through.
Yeah, well, they were 15.
Dumbasses.
Yeah. But there were no witnesses or anything, no video of them being anywhere near the downtown area, nowhere near the theater, none of that. It's spicy. Yeah. So that information, them not being able to produce an alibi at all, no factual evidence, no ticket stub, none of that. That led detectives to press harder to determine where they've been, because at that time they were like, ding, something's not right here. They're lying about this for some reason. We have to figure out what it is. I think at this point they were kind of starting to kind of piece it together. They being the boys, then claimed that they had instead, quote unquote, gone through cars in the area and had not been to the movie theater. But again, no surveillance video of that downtown area where the movie theater was, or anywhere within like a 2-mile radius showed them on camera. Nowhere. Draper eventually confessed to police, but drastically downplayed his role in the murder.
He's like, I didn't do anything.
Yeah. So Draper and Adam Chick were arrested on September 27th, 2006, which is just 5 days after the murder and 3 days after her body was discovered. And they were charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Across multiple interrogations, we'll see committing first-degree murder and then conspiracy. There's like a reason why they're being charged with conspiracy, which we'll get into. Okay. So, across multiple interrogations, each teen blamed the other, obviously.
Of course.
Draper claimed he was in the same room with Adam Chick when Stoddart was killed, but denied stabbing her. He said during the interrogation, quote, I was there, but Tori did most of it. Then moments later, he said, quote, I stabbed her, but I didn't mean to kill her. Investigators stopped him and asked him to clarify what that meant. He stated he knew exactly what was going to happen that night. And he said, quote, we weren't supposed to do this. This wasn't supposed to happen like this. What? So there was like no elaboration on that. Best I can say is that he knew that they were going to stab her. Yeah. Not necessarily murder her.
I mean, if you stab her 30 times, what do you fucking expect?
Right. But it doesn't determine like which person stabbed her the most or fatally stabbed her. It's just between the two of them, there were 30 stab wounds. 12 of them were fatal. Yeah. Which would mean like puncturing her liver, her lungs, her heart, you know, just something that even if it was just like that one stab, one fatal stab means just that. You're dead. You can't fix it. So in later interrogations, he admitted to stabbing her at the behest of Adam Chick, who allegedly told him to, quote unquote, make sure she's dead. So it sounds from him, Adam Chick did most of it, and he just kind of finished the job. Yeah. Don't know if that's true or not. We never got kind of any confirmation on either side, other than the fact that they both did it. Yeah. So he led investigators to Black Rock Canyon, where the teens had partially burned and then buried the clothing, masks, and weapons they used for the murder. Police recovered a partially burned VHS tape from the location, which after restoration showed video footage of their plans to kill Stoddart.
The fuck?
Here is where the conspiracy to commit murder comes in. They had planned this. It was not...
What the fuck?
It was not a heat of the moment, opportunistic kill. They planned this.
What?
At 15 years old. Let me put that back in your mind. They are 15. Cassie and Matt are 16. Draper and Adam Chick are 15. 15 years old.
Dumbasses.
Okay. This is not like a 32, 35-year-old person doing this. They are 15, and this is the path that they went down.
Psychotic.
There was also discussion of a quote-unquote death list that mentioned potential victims, Cassie being one of them. They discussed their intentions and motivations in this recording. So it was there, plain as day. Like, they didn't even need them to confess anymore. It was on that tape. So Draper and Adam Chick shared a fascination with horror films, especially the Scream franchise.
Of course.
Yeah. And later admitted that they wanted to carry out a real-life murder inspired by such films and by infamous real murders. Bundy, Dahmer,
what the
Gein.
hell?
Like, they listed a bunch of different people.
Mm-hmm.
Primarily, and we'll get to it, they were not serial murderers. They were a mass murderer duo.
Yeah.
But these were their heroes, right? So they had also been seen recording themselves talking about killing people and had referenced other shooters in their conversations, both on camera and off. So people saw them recording these videos, heard what they were saying, but then they also heard them outside of like the recordings. Like, that was just normal conversation to them.
So they're like, okay.
It's all they talked about on the camera and off camera. And there were witnesses stating this. They also talked about fame, notoriety, and quote, wanting to matter. On this video.
Oh my God.
On this video, the same video, you know, like there's cuts in between each recording. One of them said, "We just killed Cassie." It doesn't specify who said it.
Yeah.
It's just one of them said it. But there was no sign of remorse, and they were both laughing and excited. Like, you could hear two different voices, two different laughs, excitement. So, Adam Chick, however, took a different approach when being interrogated. He tried to appear confused or detached.
Dumbass.
He eventually did admit to what happened. He says, quote, "I'm not sorry for what I did." And when asked if he felt bad for Cassie or her family, he said, quote, "I'm sorry for them, but I do not feel remorse."
I hope.
So he doesn't care that she got killed.
I hope you rot in hell, you motherfuckers.
It gets better. Like, he is the fucking worst, and we're going to get to that.
Please tell me he gets raped and killed in prison.
He is still alive.
God
now, I don't know
damn
if
it.
he's been raped, but he is still alive.
He needs to be someone's bitch.
He's only 35.
I don't care. He needs to be someone's bitch.
So, he did admit to planning the murder, and when asked why, all he said was, "We wanted to be famous." That was literally it. He wanted to be
There are different ways to become famous.
Yes.
This is not one of them.
No. But he managed it.
You freaking...
So, at the trial, the prosecution revealed that the two teens were inspired by Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold. If you don't know who that is, those were the shooters at Columbine, the school
Seriously?
shooters.
They
Yes.
did.
They were enthralled by these two people, as well as the Scream horror franchise. In a passage written by Draper that was shown in court during his trial titled Columbine, it read, quote, "I am becoming more and more obsessed with Columbine. It seems now that's all I think about. I would give anything to go back in time and be part of Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold's lives. They are my heroes. I will follow in their footsteps and maybe I'll even meet them."
In hell, yes.
Well, they are dead. Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris are dead.
Yeah, so he will
He's got a long
he will
time.
see them in hell.
He's got a long time.
He can die early.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get to this. We're going to get to him. We're going to get there. Both teens were convicted of first-degree murder, with Draper convicted on April 17th of 2007 and Adam Chick on June 8th of 2007. On October 31st of 2007, each received a mandatory sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole.
They should have got a death sentence.
So, the aftermath, where they are now kind of thing. Draper is housed at the Idaho State Correctional Institution in Kuna, Idaho. He had spoken about regret in at least one interview from prison, acknowledging the crime's impact and saying he regrets it every day, and that he lost his life along with Cassie's because of what he did. He is the only one who has shown any kind of remorse, feeling bad, feeling regret.
I hope you fucking do.
Draper has only appealed once in 2011. His attorney filed an appeal to have his conviction vacated or to obtain a limited life sentence, which could allow for parole later. The Idaho Supreme Court denied the appeal, though it vacated his conspiracy conviction due to erroneous jury instructions, but upheld the first-degree murder conviction and life without parole sentence. So the conspiracy, it was dropped because the jury was not given proper instruction.
Okay.
Like, you know, in cases before, the jury has a set list of what has to be.
Yeah.
So when they're not given proper instruction, they cannot legitimately convict on that. Mm-hmm. They were given proper instruction on the murder conviction, not the conspiracy conviction. So that was dropped. So Mr. Adamczyk, he is housed at the Saguaro Correctional Center in Arizona, but was initially housed in the Idaho State Correctional Institution with Draper. There is no mention of why he was moved to another state correctional facility, but when I looked it up, it said it's usually like administration move, like they're running out of beds.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's just, you're just on the list and you're moved. Like it doesn't necessarily mean like a behavior issue or issues with other inmates, though it can be sometimes, but there is like no definitive reason as to why he was moved. It just seems like it was just a move. Unlike Draper, Adamczyk has still not shown any remorse about his actions. He has, however, sought to reduce or challenge his sentence over the years.
No, you can stay there.
Adamczyk's attorney filed the first appeal in 2010, challenging his conviction and sentence. This appeal was denied by a 3-2 decision, and his conviction for first-degree murder and life without parole was upheld. In July of 2015, Adamczyk was granted a hearing before a state magistrate judge on a post-conviction relief motion. His attorneys argued that character witnesses should have been called at sentencing and that he should have had a chance at a different outcome under decisions like Miller v. Alabama, 2012, and Montgomery v. Louisiana in 2016, which held that mandatory life sentences for juveniles must consider youth and potential for rehabilitation. March of 2016, Judge Mitchell W. Brown denied the motion, concluding that even with additional testimony, the outcome would have not changed, as Idaho's court found that Adamczyk's original sentence already factored in his youth. So they were saying, we want to appeal this decision and have his youth, his age factored in. His ability to be rehabilitated.
He's 15. He knew what he fucking doing.
Right.
He don't fucking feel bad.
Right.
No.
But they do have youthful systems now where if you are a youthful offender and you were sentenced to life or death, a lot of the time they will relook at your case and see like if it was an excessive charge.
No, it's not excessive.
This is not.
No, he can fucking rot in hell.
Because they said they already factored in his youth. They already took that into account when they were making his sentence, when they were, convicting him, that this appeal is going to be denied because it's already been done. Which then he turned around and appealed the denial of the post-conviction relief in 2017. On December 26th of 2017, so one day after Christmas, the Idaho Supreme Court rejected his appeal and upheld the lower court ruling, finding no reversible error. So they were like, there's nothing wrong here. Like, stop. No. We're not. This is rejected.
You are staying in jail where you belong.
Yep.
And you can die.
Yep. And again, remember, Draper only had one appeal. One. And he was like, it is what it is. I did what I did. I deserve to be here. And that's why I'm saying, like, I feel a little softer about him. It's still what he did was fucked up, but at least he
at least feels bad.
He has remorse about it, and he is not constantly trying to get out because he knows what he did is wrong and he knows he's where he belongs. Period.
Yeah.
This one not so much. So in January 2018, Adamczyk filed a federal writ of habeas corpus, arguing that his earlier appeal was decided based on an argument not presented to the jury and reiterating issues tied to Miller and Montgomery, again, the youthful offender status.
No.
On November 25th of 2018, U.S. Magistrate Judge Candy W. Dale denied the habeas petition, concluding that the state's court decision was legally sound.
Get over it. You're staying in prison.
Adam Chick's team appealed Judge Dale's decision to the U.S. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in February of 2022, so just 4 years ago.
Yeah, no, you can stay in. You can stay.
In March of 2022, the Ninth Circuit upheld his sentence, affirming that his life sentence without parole remained lawful under existing precedent. It was found that the Idaho Supreme Court and federal courts ruled the sentence did not violate his Eighth Amendment right against cruel and unusual punishment because, 1, the sentence explicitly considered his age and circumstances during his trial, and 2, the crime was exceptionally heinous and evidence indicated he was, quote, irreparably corrupt at the time. So, again, with the cruel and unusual punishment and the youthful offender status, they tried to appeal that, quote unquote, because of his age, but the only way they're going to approve that kind of appeal is if he showed remorse.
He does not.
If he showed that he was able to be rehabilitated. He is a danger, a complete danger. Draper, like I said, he accepted his fate.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Chick, which I think is the one who is like the ringleader of this whole situation. So
pretty much.
And I'm not saying I don't believe Draper did a lot of damage.
Yeah.
But I think his was more influenced by Adam Chick, and he was like the main culprit, I believe.
Yeah.
Never, can't prove that because it's he said, she said. Only person who truly knows is Cassie, and she is no longer living. So, again, these people were 15 years old when this happened. They are 35 this year. It is insane.
I'll be 30 this year.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
These kids are 5 years younger than me.
Uh-huh.
I could not imagine. That was like nowhere in the realm of possibilities when I was 16, 15. It wasn't.
That's just crazy.
It is insane. And that's why I said I was struggling with this one yesterday. And I knew the story, but like knowing the story and then doing the research on the story are two different things.
Yeah.
And it was rough because like they weren't angry with her.
But it's like the fact, and they're all supposedly friends.
Right,
Like the
and
fact that you killed your fucking friend.
That is the whole thing about it. Like they weren't angry at her. They weren't jealous of her. There was like no animosity that we know of. And it was just, they just did it. Like it was nothing. Like to a friend.
Exactly.
Someone that they would have considered a friend. Like, and they had like a tight-knit friend group. It was those four. It just, and unfortunately there wasn't a whole lot of information, after the fact about Matt, like, how he felt about everything or whatever.
He probably wanted to beat them up. I would beat them up too, bitches.
Yeah, like, definitely. They would not be living if it were me, but that's me. So, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
All right. So mine is unsolved.
Ugh, I hate these.
So I have Dorothy Jane Scott.
Okay.
So she was born April 23rd, 1948. She was a Taurus. She was a single mother living in Staten, California, 24 miles southeast of Los Angeles with her aunt and 4-year-old son. She was a secretary for 2 jointly owned Anaheim stores.
Okay.
Coworkers and friends recall that Scott preferred staying at home, was a devout Christian, and did not engage in substance abuse.
Okay.
And then her parents, who lived in Anaheim, babysat their grandson while she worked. Scott's father, Jacob, said his daughter may have dated on occasion, but as far as the family knew, had no steady boyfriend.
Okay. So they're saying, like, I guess, indicating that there was, like, no suspect, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, Scott was abducted and killed. So, months before her abduction, Scott had received strange phone calls at work from an unidentified male. The caller professed his love for Scott and his intent to kill her.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah, she'd be getting all these phone calls at work. And
it was like
at
the
home,
same person.
Same person.
Okay, it wasn't like multiple people just like fucking with her.
It was same person because it was like the same voice
every
every time.
That is wild.
Uh-huh. And her mother recounted, quote, "One day he called and said to go outside because he had something for her. She went out and there was a single dead rose on the windshield of her car."
Oh, no. I don't like that.
Her mother said one phone call especially horrified Scott, in which the man said he would get her alone and cut her up into bits so no one will ever find her.
So did she live with her parents or did she live by herself?
She lived with her aunt and her son.
Okay, so she wasn't she didn't live alone. That would be even scarier.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Ugh, I don't like it.
But, she'd go to her parents because they'd be watching their son. So she'd be at her parents, too.
And they would call her at her parents' house?
Yeah, he literally called her,
How did he get all these phone numbers? Okay.
I don't know. So because of the...
Ooh, I don't like it.
She's got the stress ball out.
I don't like it.
So because of the call, Scott began considering the purchase of a handgun. Mm-hmm. About a week before her disappearance, she started taking karate lessons.
Oh, man.
All right. So, the event. So, 9 p.m. on May 28th, 1980, Scott attended an employee meeting at work. She noted coworker Conrad Bostron did not look well and had a red mark on his arm. So Scott and another coworker, Pam Head, left the meeting to take Bostron to the emergency room at UC Irvine Medical Center.
Okay.
And then on the way to the hospital, they stopped by Scott's parents' house to check on her son. And she took this occasion to change from her black scarf to a red one.
Okay.
And at the hospital, medical personnel determined Bostron has suffered a bite from a black widow spider and treated him. Yeah. And so, Head said she and Scott remained in the waiting room. And at no time, Head said to Scott leave her side. Those two were together the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Bostron was discharged around 11 p.m. and given a prescription. Scott offered to bring her car to the exit. She did not want him to walk too far in his condition as he was still not feeling well.
Right. Nice.
Head said Scott used the restroom briefly before heading out to the parking lot. And then Head and Bostron filled his prescription and waited at the exit for Scott. When they did not see her after a few minutes, they went out to the hospital's parking lot. Suddenly, they saw her car speeding towards them, its headlights blinding them so they could not see who was behind the wheel.
What the fuck?
They waved their arms to try to get her attention, but the car sped past them and took a sharp right turn out of the parking lot.
Oh, no.
Initially, they both thought she had been summoned to an emergency involving her son. But
okay.
Yeah, so they figured, something must have happened.
That sounds legitimate, yeah.
But a few hours later, after not hearing from her, they both reported her missing. At about 4:30 a.m. on May 29th, her car, a white 1973 Toyota station wagon, was found burning in an alley about 10 miles from the hospital. Neither she nor her kidnapper were anywhere nearby.
Oh, my God. I don't like it.
On August 6, 1984, 4 years after.
Oh, wow. Okay, so they had nothing for 4 years. Ugh.
A construction worker discovered dog and human bones side by side about 30 feet from Santa Ana Canyon Road.
Dog and human?
Yeah, they don't know what the dog's from.
Oh, it was just there. Okay.
It was just there. The bones were partly charred, and authorities believe they had been there for 2 years as a bushfire has swept across the site in 1982.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Turquoise ring and watch were also found, which is what she was wearing.
Oh, no.
Scott's mother said the watch had stopped at 12:30 a.m. on May 29th, about an hour after Head and Bostron last saw Scott's vehicle.
Well, that'd probably be from being thrown and it hitting something. Something happened to that watch at that time, which probably would have been her time of death.
Yeah.
Or hit it or something.
Yeah. And then on August 14th, what?
Well, maybe you'll cover it. I'm going to wait to see if you'll cover it, and then I'm going to ask the question.
Okay. On August 14th, the bones were identified as Scott's by dental records. An autopsy could not determine the cause of death, and a memorial service was held on August 22nd.
Oh. Okay. I guess I can ask now. Do they know if she was cut up? Because I know you said in the calls, they were going to dismember her and cut her up.
It never said.
Okay. I mean, I would assume maybe not if the bones were all together, but also maybe.
It didn't really say anything else
well, you know what? I would think if they found the bones, they would see knife marks on her bones.
Yeah, because all they said about her bones was that they were charred from the bushfire.
Okay. Well, I mean, stalker man followed through but didn't cut her up, so I guess that's good.
Unless he did, and I just couldn't find a report.
Well, I mean,
about
I would think like
Yeah.
in the autopsy report it would say that she was disarticulated or whatever with, you know.
Because they said they couldn't find a cause of death, so she probably wasn't cut up then.
Yeah, I would think not. I was just wondering like if this dude was actually that fucking psycho to follow through with.
She probably died
precisely what he
before
said.
that happened. Probably. About a week after her disappearance, her parents, Jacob and Vera, received a phone call from an unidentified man who said, "I've got her," and hung up. The same person called almost every Wednesday afternoon and said either that he had Scott or had killed her. The calls were usually brief and usually occurred when Vera was home alone. So he only called when it was her mom. When her dad was there, he didn't call.
What the fuck?
But in April 1984, the man called during the evening. Jacob answered and the call stopped.
Completely.
That's
weird.
Yeah, after her dad answered the phone, he stopped calling.
But he would have known that he was home. Like if he was stalking them too, just specifically to make these phone calls, like I would think he would know that he was home that night.
Unless Jacob wasn't supposed to be home.
That's what I'm saying. Like if he was watching them, he would have seen him leave or not leave.
I don't know. After Scott's remains were found in August 1984, the family started receiving calls again.
Bruh.
Police installed a voice recorder at the Scott residence. However, they could not trace the calls because the man never stayed on the line long enough.
Ugh, they really need to like make one that's quicker than like 5 minutes or 2 minutes or whatever it is.
Yeah, because they couldn't get him to stay on the phone long enough because he'll just be like, "Oh, I've got her. Oh, I've killed her,"
Click.
And then hang up.
Yeah, like you see in like these old timey movies, like especially from the 80s when they're trying to track somebody, they're like, keep them on the phone, keep talking, because it's like 3 minutes it takes for them to like pinpoint that location. They gotta do better. Like it's 2020. Well, they probably have something now, but it's like 2026. It can't be that fucking hard to pinpoint a phone these days.
A possible motivation in Scott's murder surfaced June 12th, 1980, when an unidentified man called the front desk at the Orange County Register, which had run a story about the case. Excuse me. A managing editor told the police that the caller had said, quote, "I killed her. I killed Dorothy Scott. She was my love. I caught her cheating with another man. She denied having someone else. I killed her."
But she didn't have a boyfriend or someone that she was seeing, like at least that nobody knew, right?
Yeah. Unless he thought Bostrom was who she was cheating on him with because he saw them.
Well, he took her that night. That's possible.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the scary thing about stalkers. They truly believe that they're having a relationship with someone who is like completely oblivious. Like, who was it that I covered? The bomber guy.
Oh,
thought he was having a relationship with that woman, and she's like, I barely fucking knew him.
I don't know who the fuck you are.
Yeah, I barely knew him. She was like, he was nice enough, but like we said like 4 words to each other in the 3 years we worked together. But he was like, yeah, it's a relationship.
Yeah,
that's scary. Like how?
The editor also said the caller knew Bostrom had suffered from a spider bite the night of May 28th, and knew she had changed her black scarf to a red one prior to arriving at the hospital.
So they were following her.
Because neither of these details have been published in the article. The caller also claims Scott phoned him from the hospital that night. Head disputed that claim, saying she had been with Scott the entire time and she had not made a phone call. Except
when she went to the bathroom and to get her car, and there were no payphones in the bathroom. Because in 1984, there wouldn't have been.
Yeah.
So
investigators believe that the anonymous caller is responsible for Scott's death.
I would think so, yeah. And they were never able to find them.
Nope. Because as of right now, it is still unsolved.
Is it a cold case, or is it like, are they still openly investigating it? Because 80s weren't that far away ago. So that person could still be alive.
Yes.
And could still potentially be
so far
doing what they're doing to somebody else, or at least alive to where if they're caught, they could be brought to justice.
Yes. As of right now, it's a cold case.
Really? Oh, that sucks. Damn. I really do not like unsolved cases. I do not, because there's so many questions that you're probably never going to get.
And this is why take karate lessons. I need to get me a gun.
Yeah, get a gun or get a taser and get wasp spray.
Wasp spray?
Yes, because wasp spray, it shoots very, very far and in like a straight line.
Okay.
So they do not have to be like with the gun or whatever. They have to be kind of close with a knife. They have to be close with self-defense. They have to be close. Wasp spray, they don't have to be close. You pop those motherfuckers in their eyes, they're going down. Period. You grab some canned corn and you throw it at them. I will die.
Let me keep some canned corn in my car.
Yes. Or peas. Something heavy. Some kind of heavy canned good. Because who the fuck is going to expect someone that they're robbing to attack them with canned corn?
I'm gonna just eat my groceries at you.
It is the element of surprise. And a can of corn to the fucking head or the nose, something's going to break.
Yeah.
It's going to hurt. And at very least, it's going to confuse them because they're going to be looking around to see what the fuck you threw. And you can leave. You can run. Okay? I will die on this hill. Canned corn, wasp spray. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And again, if you're kidnapped, tear your hair out. Spit somewhere. Make yourself bleed. Put evidence, because even if you don't make it, they can find you. They can find who did it. You know, there's evidence. But yes, all females should carry 100%, except if you're a criminal, because that's illegal, and we don't promote illegal things. But get yourself like a taser or wasp spray and canned corn, okay? Because I can't shoot my gun.
Your gun's too big.
My fingers are too short, too little. I can't shoot my gun. So it's
why did you get that gun?
Because somebody broke into our house.
No, but why did you get
because it was the smallest one they had.
Oh, okay.
So, but again, you know, like if you have like criminal charges and you're a felon and you can't have a gun, protect yourself anyway. Wasp spray, canned corn, canned peas, canned green beans. I don't care, just some kind of canned good. And throw it at them. I don't give two fucks. Throw it. Your aim is probably better than you think it is. Yeah. Or a taser. But you have to be really close. Unless you get like a cattle prod. Those are like 3 feet long. Yes. So, you know, you can kind of get them a couple feet away before they can touch you.
I said umbrella.
Yeah. Something.
Extend an umbrella.
Something, you know. And I'm not saying like self-defense classes aren't good, but that is hand-to-hand combat. Mm-hmm. They are way too close for you, in my opinion, for that. I'm not trying to do all that. If you're 10, 15 feet away, that's as far as you're going to get to me. Because I'm going to shoot you or I'm going to knock you out with a canned good. I mean, it just is what it is. So, but of course, you know, if someone's attacking you from the back, that's where like the self-defense comes in, because you can like flip them over your shoulder. I couldn't because my shoulder's fucked up and my back is fucked up, and I just feel like, do you want a piggyback ride? What's going on?
Yeah, just ragdoll.
Yeah, just throw yourself backwards. Make them hit the fucking pavement or the ground, bounce their head off of something. Do whatever you've got to do to protect yourself, because fuck these men. There's a reason for the male loneliness epidemic, and it's because men. So, okay, thank you. Love you. Bye. No, just kidding. You guys can always find us on Patreon, patreon.com/hauntedandhomicidal. gmail.com/hauntedandhomicidal. We would like to kind of hear your suggestions. If you guys have anything cool that's happened to you that we could cover. You know, we would like to get like listener stories started to where, you know, if you have a story,
haunted or
either murder. Way, you know, or just kind of like something weird that could be paranormal, or, you know, your cousin's boyfriend's mom's ex-girlfriend's dad's sister's lizard's dog was involved in some kind of police scam or murder. They knew Al Capone's friend's mother's uncle's goldfish. I don't know, just something. We would like to hear it. And then, of course, you can see what we're talking about on Facebook, facebook.com/hauntedandhomicidal. Sometimes we post links. Most of the time I forget to post them. But we always have pictures. You guys can kind of see what we're looking at. You know, see the main pictures that we talk about, like, you know, with Nessie or all these other things. Like, oh, yeah, well, I know that picture. Or like the famous Bigfoot pictures. You know, we do post those. Oh, I just popped something and I don't think I was supposed to. Oh, no.
Let me see.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, so reach out. We would love to hear from you guys, and see you guys Thursday. Okay, bye.
Bye.